Okay, in this video we're going to be looking at some circular composite shapes and calculating their area, and the basic idea is to work out what shapes we have first, and then from there calculate the area for each one and decide what operations to do. So if we look at our first one, A, what we effectively have is a rectangle and we're adding on a semicircle. Alright, so the area of the rectangle is just going to be length times breadth, and the area of our semicircle is going to be half multiplied by pi r squared. So once we add those two together, we'll get our answer. So for our first one, our dimensions of our rectangle are 3 and 9, so 3 multiplied by 9 just equals 27. So 27 meters squared for our rectangle, and then for our semicircle, our area equals 1 over 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by our radius squared. Now for this particular one, we've been given 3 as our diameter, so our radius is actually 1.5 squared. Alright, if you look at it closely, you can see that the line that corresponds with the 3 and the semicircle is all the way across. Doesn't go to the halfway point, so you have to divide it by 2. Alright, let's put that in our calculator. So another way of doing 1 over 2 would just be to times it by 0.5. So you could do 0.5 multiplied by pi, and then multiplied by 1.5 squared. And if we hit execute, we get 3.53 to 2 decimal places. And that will be meters squared. So our total area is just going to be equal to 27 plus 3.53. And that just equals 30.53 meters squared. Alright, if we look at B, what we have is a circle, and then we've taken away 2 smaller circles of exactly the same size. So the area of our initial circle is just going to be pi r squared, so the area is going to be pi times 8 squared, and 8 squared is just going to be 64, so this actually just equals 64 pi. And the area for each of these, well, we've been given the diameter, so the area here is going to be equal to pi times 2 squared. So the area actually equals 2 squared is 2 times 2, which is just 4 pi, and the area is exactly the same for this one here, which is 4 pi. Now, when you're dealing with these kind of circular composite shapes, you can treat pi as if it were an algebraic term, and ultimately just write this out as you would in algebra. So the result here is 64 groups of pi minus 2 groups of 4, so minus 8 groups of pi. So our total area is going to be equal to 64 pi minus 8 pi, which is equal to 56 groups of pi. Alright, so we can put 56 groups of pi into our calculator. So 56 times pi, hit execute, and we get 175.93. And that's in centimeters squared. So you can only do this when you're dealing with a circular shape and we're subtracting or adding other circular shapes. It doesn't work for when we're doing rectangles and other polygons that we use. For C, what we effectively have is 3/4 of a circle, and I know that's a wonderful drawing, and we're adding on a full square. So the area for the 3/4 of a circle is just going to be 3 over 4 multiplied by pi r squared. and that's just going to be 3 over 4 multiplied by pi multiplied by 4 squared. And then for our rectangle, our square, we have 4 by 4, so the area is going to be equal to 4 times 4, which is just equal to 16 millimeters squared. So all we have to do is work out this and then add on that 16 millimeters squared. So let's do that now. Alright, so 3 divided by 4 multiplied by pi multiplied by our radius, which is going to be 4 squared, and hit execute. Now another way you could have done this is to do 0.75 multiplied into pi instead of 3 over 4. So the result is going to be 12 pi, which equals 37.70. So we can just add on our 16 here and get our total answer, which is going to be 53.70. So we can do our total area is 53.70 millimeters squared. Alright, lastly D. D is effectively a large semicircle, and we're subtracting a smaller one. Okay, so the area of the initial one is going to be half multiplied by pi r squared, and the area of the smaller one is also going to be half multiplied by pi r squared. Alright, so the first one, our radius is going to be equal to 6, and for the second one, our radius is going to be 3. Now we can simplify this down a bit. So our area is going to be equal to 36 pi over 2, which is just going to be 18 groups of pi. And our area here is going to be 9 over 2, or 9 pi over 2. So we can do a simplification treating this algebraic fraction or an algebraic term, but it might be easier just to put it into the calculator. So we're just going to do 18 pi, so our total area is going to be equal to 18 pi minus 9 over 2 pi. So we'll do the 9 over the 2 pi first, I think. So 9 divided by 2 times pi, hit execute, and then do 18 multiplied by pi, and then we'll take away our answer from the previous one, which will be the stored value of 9 pi over 2. So just hit execute, and you'll be left with 42.41, and you can see it's given the final result as 27 over 2 pi. That's because if I wanted to do this, I could have left 36 over 2 and subtracted 9 over 2 and just treated them as both fractions and subtracted both of them because they have the same denominator. So the answer is 42.41. And that is in centimeters squared. Alright, that's it for this video. Hope it was helpful, and I will see you in the next one.